To add seam allowance, click the Seam tool, then select a segment. Enter the seam allowance value. For this sleeve, use 1/2 inch and click OK. The system adds a dashed seam line following the shape of the selected contour. Another option is to select the segment first, then use shortcut S. Enter 1 inch for the sleeve hem and click Apply. By default, the system creates straight corners. Choose from the different corner options at the start and end points, or tick on the turn back option to make a turn back hem for the sleeve. Tick on Add notches to mark the hem with notches. Tick on double seam to make an additional fold line. Tick on variable to blend seam allowance between 2 points. To make a mitered seam, select the mitered corner options, then enter the mitered width/distance. To delete all seams from one or multiple pieces, select the pieces, then click the Delete Seam button. Click and drag a selection box around the pieces, or use Ctrl-A to quickly select all pieces. To remove a seam along a segment, click the Remove Seam tool, then select the segment in a clockwise direction. Or, select the segment, then click the Remove Seam tool. To convert any closed internal contour to a seam allowance, select the internal contour, then click the Internal to Seam tool. This is helpful when importing converted files, which come in with the seam allowance as an internal contour. To create a custom seam angle, click the Manual Seam Angle tool, then select a corner point of the piece. Set the first and last points on the seam, then use the red lines to preview the new seam angle.